Hello, Mayor. Hello, council members. Hello to the city government of Joliet. My name is Ernest Krim. I've been a resident of Joliet for about 6 years now. I've also taught at Joliet Central for the past 5 years. Originally from Chicago, and I have to say that being a resident of Joliet now, I really love the city. It's a lot calmer, and where I live at, it's easier to get things done, and my kids love it as well, and my wife is from the area. As a teacher, I take pride in teaching my students that they can be whatever they want to be in life, particularly students that look like me and other minority backgrounds, because historically, our country has done a lot to subjugate us. Recently, when I took out a former student of mine, because I am a brother-to-brother sponsor at our school, and so I mentor our young men of all colors, I took a student to get something to eat. He's a student that's graduated about 3 years ago, and he's had some issues with the law, but he has a gray head on his shoulder, so I want to make sure that I continue to stay in his life. I love food, and I think everybody in here can say the same thing. Particularly, I love to eat my ethnicity's food, which is, some people would say soul food. Originally, my people are from Ghana and West Africa. I don't eat meat, so I like to have food that kind of fits that. Additionally, I like to eat, soul food. And it's hard to come by in Joliet. I find myself often taking my money to other towns, whether I'm going back to Chicago or Harvey or whatever, I'm taking my money elsewhere. So when I took my former student to Aisha's, which is on Black Road, I believe, I love the food. I got all the side dishes, and my student got some fried pork chops, I believe. We had a great time. But what troubled me was when I researched restaurants in Joliet that were either black owned or similar to that, I only came across that one, and I think in total there were about 4 to 5. And I was honestly appalled because I know Joliet has a sizable population of black residents. So when I did my research, I found out there were over 300 restaurants in this town. Of those, there are about 4 to 5 black-owned restaurants. So when you do the math, that's less than 1%. And the black residents in this town account for nearly 20% of the population. So there's a myriad of reasons why that's the way it is, because the problem is not just in Joliet, it's nationwide. And we know why: history of slavery, apartheid, racism, Jim Crow, all of that. So what I'm wondering is, what can Joliet, because I think Joliet is a progressive town from what I've seen, and they've done a lot. I mean, for example, at the school I teach at, I'm amazed and in awe of the diversity because I love it. I went to a school in Chicago that was just, every school is segregated, every neighborhood is segregated. So what can we do as a town and as a city to promote that diversity as far as our businesses too? Because honestly, school's great, but we're teaching our kids more about how to be workers than entrepreneurs. As a social studies teacher, we devote 1 semester to economics and then 1 month to consumer education. Nothing about business ownership. So when our kids leave, they're either working for somebody, or kids that look like me are going to Statesville or going to juvie. I've had several students. Sorry about my voice, but I'm very passionate about this. And it's not directed at anybody in particular, sorry about that, but I'm just wondering, as a concerned citizen, as an African-American, what can Joliet do to be a trendsetter to promote black-owned businesses, and more specifically, black-owned restaurants too, because we all love to eat. So that's all.
Thank you.